Screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, okay, thank you. Okay, in last lecture we have studied some properties of congruence theory. Let us see some examples depending on these properties. Okay, now first one is first one. Find the remainder when 5 to the power 48 is divided by 24. So here we have to find out the remainder when 5 to the power 48 is divided by 24. Okay, its solution. Now we have to take the 5 to the power, the smallest term for which 5 to the power is going towards the 24. If we take 5 is congruent to 5 modulo 24. Okay, and remainder is so small as compared to 24. If we take 5 square, if then 5 square is equal to 25, and when we divide 25 by 24, then the remainder is 1. So here 5 square is equal to 25, and which is congruent to 1 modulo 24. Since when we divide 5 square by 24, then the remainder is 1. That is 5 square is congruent to 1 modulo 24. Now we have to find out the remainder when 5 to the power 48 is divided by 24, and for that we have to take the power of 5 square, and we know that if a is congruent to b modulo n, then a to the power some k is congruent to b to the power k modulo n for some positive integer k. That is, we know that if a is congruent to b modulo n, then a to the power k is congruent to b to the power k modulo n for some positive integer k. Okay, for some positive integer k. Okay, now as here 5 square is congruent to 1 modulo 24. Now we have to take the power of 5 towards 48. Then what should be the value of k?
24.
24.
Which implies if we take k equal to 24, then 5 square to the power 24 is congruent to 1 to the power 24 modulo 24, and 5 square to the power 24 is nothing but a to the power m, a raised to m to the power n is nothing but a to the power m into n, and which is nothing but 5 to the power 2 into 24, which is 48, is congruent to 1 to the power 24 is 1 modulo 24. Now from this, then what is the remainder when 5 to the power 48 is divisible by 24?
1.
1,
1.
sir.
Therefore, which implies, so when 5 to the power 48, sorry, 5 to the power 48 is divided by 24, then the remainder is 1. The remainder is 1. Okay, now next example. Find the remainder when 2 to the power 24 is divided by 70. Okay, so here we have to find out the remainder when 2 to the power 24 is divided by 70. Okay, मग काय करावं लागेल? 2 टू द पॉवर असं टर्म घ्यायची की ते कुठं गेलं पाहिजे 17च्या जवळ गेलं पाहिजे. 2 इज कॉन्ग्रुएंट टू 2 मॉड्युलो 17. 2 स्क्वेअर इज कॉन्ग्रुएंट टू 2 स्क्वेअर इज 4. अगेन 4 इज कॉन्ग्रुएंट टू एक तर तुम्हाला 17 पेक्षा मोठी टर्म घ्यावं लागेल किंवा ते त्याच टर्मला असेल जर 0 करायचं असेल तर. असं जर करत गेलं 2 क्यूब इज 8. 2 टू द पॉवर 4 इज
16.
16.
16.
Therefore 2 to the power 4 is equal to 16. Now 16 is congruent to
-1.
-1.
नक्की ना?
Yes, sir.
Sorry, modulo 17. Okay, with that is 2 to the power 4 is congruent to minus of 1 modulo 17. But we have to take the power of 2 is 24. Then we have to choose the value of k is
6.
6. Then which is nothing but 2 to the power 4 to the power 6 is congruent to minus 1 to the power 6 modulo 17. That is, this one is nothing but 2 to the power 4 into 6, which is 24, congruent to minus 1 to the power 6 is 1 or minus 1. 1 modulo 17. Then what should be the remainder?
1.
Which implies 1 is the remainder. 1 is the remainder. Fail. 2 to the power 24 is divisible by or divided by 17. Divisible by 17. Now, next one is
सर रिमाइंड आपण इथं 2⁴ घेतलंय ना, मग त्याच्या ठिकाणी जर पहिल्यांदा आपण 2�6 घेतलं तर रिमाइंडर येईल का तसा?
म्हणजे 2 to the power 4 च्या ऐवजी 2 to the power 6 सेमच रिमाइंडर येईल, कसंही घेऊन जावं. 2 to the power 6. What is the value of 2 to the power 6? Let us solve this one.
64.
64 divided by 17. 64 divided by 17. What should be the remainder?
13.
Is congruent to minus 1. Minus 4 or minus 1?
-4.
-4.
Okay. Which implies 2 to the power 6 is congruent to minus of 4 modulo 17. Just take a square on both sides. We get 2 to the power 6 to the power 2, which is nothing but 6 into 12. 2 to the power 12 is congruent to minus 4 square is
16.
minus 4 square 16. And we know that 16 is congruent to minus 1. 16
Yes,
congruent
sir.
आहे ना minus 1 ला या स्टेप
Yes,
नुसार
sir.
तुमच्या. परत minus 1 येईल मग minus 1 modulo 17. म्हणजे तुम्हाला काय मिळालं? 2 to the power 12 is congruent to minus 1 modulo 17. But we need 2 to the power 24. Just take a square on both sides. Then we get 2 to the power 24 is congruent to minus 1 square is
1.
1 modulo 17. कसंही जावा तुम्हाला रिमाइंडर सेमच मिळेल. फक्त हा 2 to the power 4 का घेतला? जर कारण तुम्हाला रिमाइंडरची व्हॅल्यू जितकी स्मॉल येईल तितकी पॉवर जर जास्त घेतलं तर तुम्हाला काढायला इझी जाईल म्हणून त्याच्या जवळचं घ्यायचं. ठीक आहे.
ओके सर.
म्हणजे काय चूज करताना असं पॉवर चूज करायचं की रिमाइंडर कमीत कमी आला पाहिजे. शक्यतो 1 -1 2 -2 इतकंच आला पाहिजे. कारण तुम्ही जर त्याची पॉवर घेतली म्हणजे हा रूल जर तुम्हाला यूज करायचा असेल a is congruent to b modulo n, which implies a to the power k is congruent to b to the power k modulo n. जर मोठी टर्म असेल तर ते अवघड जाईल. इथे तुम्ही 2 to the power 6 घेतला, इथं 4 घेतला. जर तुम्ही डायरेक्ट 2 to the power 6 चा 2 to the power 6 raised to 4 जर केला असता तर तुम्हाला डायरेक्ट 2 to the power 24 मिळाला असता. पण -4 to the power 4 पण करावं लागलं असतं ना तुम्हाला. -4 to the power 4 केल्यानंतर तुम्हाला एक मोठी टर्म मिळाली असते. मग त्या मोठ्या टर्मला तुम्हाला परत 17 ने डिवाइड करत बसावं लागलं असतं. त्याच्यामुळे जितकी स्मॉल रिमाइंडर मिळेल तितकं आपल्याला इझी होईल. त्याच्यासाठी शक्यतो जो मॉड्युलस n जो आहे तुमचा त्या n च्या जवळ घेऊन जायचा रिमाइंडरला. म्हणजे इकडली टर्म जी तुमची LHS कडची लेफ्ट हँड साइडची जी टर्म आहे ती 70 च्या जवळ गेली पाहिजे. म्हणजे तुम्हाला रिमाइंडर लहान मिळेल. त्याच्यासाठी होता होईल तेवढा लहान रिमाइंडर घ्यायचा. ठीक आहे.
Yes, sir.
ओके. Now the next example, find the remainder in 41 to the power 65 is divided by 7. What is the remainder? Find out. याचा आन्सर काढून सांगा. -41 is congruent to
-1 reminder, sir.
-1 modulo 7. ओके, येस करेक्ट. 41 इज कॉन्ग्रुएंट टू -1 मोडुलो 7. ओके, म्हणजे तुम्हाला ऑलरेडी रिमाइंडर स्मॉल मिळालाय. तुम्हाला काय पाहिजे? 41 टू दी पॉवर 65. -1 टू दी पॉवर 65 तुम्ही इझिली सांगू शकता.
Yes,
सांगू
sir.
शकता. देन टेक द व्हॅल्यू ऑफ k इक्वल टू 65 which implies 41 टू दी पॉवर 65 इज कॉन्ग्रुएंट टू -1 टू दी पॉवर 65 modulo 7. -1 to the power 65 is
-1.
-1, which implies 41 to the power 65 is congruent to -1 modulo 7. But we know that whether it is possible that the remainder is negative.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Then -1 is nothing but then रिमाइंडर ऑलवेज नॉन निगेटिव्ह असतो ना. म्हणजे मॉड्युलो 7 वर -1 ची व्हॅल्यू काय असेल? वन 2 3 4 5 6. These are the only possible values of remainder when n equal to 7. That is 0 1 2 3 4 5 6. 7 is nothing but
0.
7 is nothing but 0. 8 is nothing but
1.
1. 9 is nothing but 2. 10 is nothing but 3. 11 4. 12 5 and whether 13 is 6. Again 14 is nothing but 0. ठीक है
Yes,
का?
sir.
Similarly for negative 0. 7 is nothing but -7 is nothing but 0. For 1 -6. -6 येईल ना?
Yes, sir.
नक्की ना? -6. For 2 -5.
-5.
For 3
-4.
-4. For 4
-3.
-3. For 5 -2.
-2.
For 6 -1.
-1.
6 + 1 किंवा -1 -6 -7 होईल ना, तेव्हा डिवाइड करेल ना 7 त्याला. म्हणजे 6 म्हणजे
Yes,
काय
sir.
आहे? -1. जर तुमचा हा -1 जर इथे येत असेल तर जर मला तो नॉन निगेटिव्ह जर घ्यायचा असेल तर -1 ची व्हॅल्यू ओव्हर मॉड्युलो 7 काय असेल?
6.
6 असेल ना. 6 असेल किंवा 13 असेल किंवा 13 मध्ये परत तुम्ही 7 ऍड करा, 19 येईल ना.
Yes,
सॉरी
sir.
Yes, sir.
20. सॉरी, हे सगळे सेमच असतील ना.
येस सर.
हा, म्हणजे पण रिमाइंडर 7 पेक्षा मोठा असू शकतो का?
नो सर.
No, sir.
No, sir.
-1 म्हणजे काय असेल? 6 असेल का?
हो, sir.
ओके ना. एक इझी मेथड आहे. जर तुम्हाला समजा निगेटिव्ह मध्ये काहीतरी रिमाइंडर येत असेल आणि तुम्हाला डायरेक्ट जर काढायचं असेल, इतकं काढत बसायची गरज नाही. जितकं तुमचं मॉड्युलो 7 आहे ना, जो n जो आहे त्यामधून ही व्हॅल्यू मायनस करायची, जी आहे ती मायनस करायची. 7 - 1 6. म्हणजे प्रत्येक वेळेला तुम्हाला हे मिळायचं. ठीक आहे. नाव 4th one, find the remainder when 4 to the sorry is divided by 9. Here we have to find out the remainder of the term 4444 to the power again 4444 is divided by 9. Now what should be the remainder when 4444 is divisible by 9? That is, see its solution. What should be the remainder when this term is divisible by 9? That is, 444 is congruent to which number? What should be the remainder? 444 divisible by 9. Then its remainder is 9 into 1, 4, 8. Sorry. 9. 3 is remaining.
7.
Then remainder is 9 into 3, 27. 34 minus 27?
7.
7. What should be the remainder? 7. Therefore, 444 is 4 times 4 is congruent to 7 modulo 9. Okay. Now, what should be the value of 7 in terms of negative over modulo 9? आता काय तुमचा तुम्हाला काय मिळालंय ही जी 4444 आहे ना हा कॉन्ग्रुएंट कशाला आहे 7 मॉड्युलो 9 आहे. पण जर तुम्ही आता जर ह्या टर्मचा जर पॉवर घेतला तितक्याच टर्म तर हा 7 टू दी पॉवर ही तितकाच मोठा आहे. म्हणजे तुम्हाला 7 टू दी पॉवर ही मोठी संख्येसाठी ती काढावं लागेल. पण ओव्हर मॉड्युलो 9 7 हा -2 असेल.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
हो ना. 9 minus 2 is nothing but 7. Therefore, this one is nothing but -2 modulo 9. Now it is easy to calculate. Okay. So either we can find out the power of this term, that is your left hand side term, that is 4 times 4, or -2 the power this term. Both are same. Okay. So either we can find out the power of this term or -2 the power this term. Both are same. Since P is congruent to B modulo n and B is congruent to C modulo n, then A is congruent to C modulo n. Okay, now we have to find out the -2 the power this term is congruent to which number. For that, let us take. Now we have to take the power of -2 in this way, which is congruent to least number with respect to this modulo 9. What should be the value of 2 to the power 1? 2 is congruent to 11 modulo 9. 2 to the power 4. 4 is congruent to -5, which is again last term. What about 2 to the power cube? Here 2 cube is 8. Then 2 cube, which is equal to 8. 8 is congruent to which number over modulo 9? 8 is congruent to -1. Okay, that is 2 cube is congruent to -1 modulo 9. Okay, this one is -2 to the power 444. As -2 to the power even number is again then this negative -1 to the power 444 is nothing but 1. This one is nothing but 2 to the power 444 modulo 9. Okay, since -1 to the power even number is again 1, therefore 2 cube is congruent to -1 mod 9. If suppose we have to take this we have to convert this -1 into positive 1, then we have to take the square. Then 2 cube square is nothing but 2 to the power 6 is congruent to 1 modulo 9. Now we have to take the value of k in this way. Then that k into 6 is going towards this number, that is 444. Okay, what should be the value of 6 into 700? Which is nothing but 0, 0. 6 into 7, 42.
42.
Okay. What should be the value of 6 into 720? 4320. 6 into 740 is nothing but 60. 6 into 7, 42 plus 2, 44. If we take the value of k is equal to 740, then 2 to the power 6 is nothing but 4440. Therefore, here take the value of k equal to 740. Then we get 2 to the power 6, 2 to the power 740 is congruent to 1 to the power 740 modulo 9. Okay, now 2 to the power 2 raised to 6 to the power 740 is nothing but 4440, which is nothing but 2 to the power 440 is congruent to 1 to the power 740 is 1 modulo 9. So here we get the first equation in which 2 to the power 4440 is congruent to 1 modulo 9. But we have to find out the remainder when 2 to the power this 4 times 4 is congruent to which number. And for that we know that if we take 2 to the power 4, 2 to the power 4, 2 to the power 4 is 16, and 16 is congruent to minus 2 modulo 9.
Yes, sir.
16, which is congruent to minus 2 modulo 9. That is 2 to the power 4 is congruent to minus 2 modulo 9. But what should be the value of minus 2 over modulo 9? 9 minus 2, 7, which is nothing but 2 to the power 4 is congruent to 7 modulo 9. This one is equation 2. And we know that the property, if A is congruent to B modulo n and C is congruent to D modulo n, then A into C is congruent to B into D modulo n. As we know that if A is congruent to B modulo n and C is congruent to D modulo n, then A into C is congruent to B into D modulo n. So we have to use this result. Then we get, then from 1 and 2, what should be the value of A? A is nothing but 2 to the power 4440. B is nothing but 1. C is nothing but 2 to the power 4, and D is nothing but 7, which implies 2 to the power 440 into 2 to the power 4 is congruent to 1 into 7 modulo 9. Now, what should be the LHS? That is 2 to the power 440 into 2 to the power 4 is nothing but
2
2 to the power this term plus this one, which is nothing but 2 to the power 4. So here we get 2 to the power 4 times this term, that is 4 times 4 is congruent to 7 modulo 9, and this one is equivalent to find out the power of this term. Therefore, from this one we get 4 to the power, 4 to the power, again the same number is congruent to 7 modulo 9. Whether this one is possible, if suppose 2 to the power 4 is congruent to 7 modulo 9, whether this one is congruent to again a 7 modulo 9, which is true by which property? If A is congruent to, this one is A is congruent to B modulo n and B is congruent to C modulo n, then A is congruent to C modulo n. True, hai na?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Then what should be the remainder?
7.
Which implies 7 is the remainder. When 4444 to the power, again same number, is divided by 7. Sorry, divided by 9. Okay, Kunal ka doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. Now, next one, there are some notes. Okay, now, first one is, if AC is congruent to BC modulo n, then C is not congruent to 0 modulo n. We have to prove this one. If suppose your AC is congruent to BC modulo n, then we have to show that C is not congruent to 0 modulo n. And for that we have to take its converse part. Okay, if possible, suppose C is congruent to 0 modulo n. Suppose C is congruent to 0 modulo n. If C is congruent to 0 modulo n, then by the definition of congruence, n divides the difference of these two integers C and 0. That is, n divides C. As n divides C, which implies then by the definition of divisibility, there exists an integer q such that C is equal to n into q. That is, this C is a multiple of n. As C is a multiple of n, then what should be the GCD of C and n? C is a multiple of n, then what should be the GCD of these two integers C and n? कळतंय का? C हा ह्या n च्या मल्टिपल मध्ये आहे, तर त्या दोघांचा GCD काय असेल?
n.
C ऑब्विसली मोठा आहे ना, म्हणजे याचा लार्जेस्ट पॉझिटिव्ह डिवायझर काय मिळू शकतो? n मिळू शकतो.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then its GCD is n, and we know that one rule, that is one property. If AC is congruent to BC modulo n, then A is congruent to B modulo n upon GCD of C n. We know that if AC is congruent to BC modulo n, then A is congruent to B modulo n upon D, where D is nothing but GCD of C and n. Now here AC is congruent to BC modulo n and GCD of C and n is n, which implies A is congruent to, from this, as AC is congruent to BC modulo n, which implies A is congruent to B modulo n upon GCD of C and n. What should be the GCD of C and n?
N.
N, which implies A is congruent to B modulo n upon GCD is again n, which is nothing but A is congruent to B modulo n. If A is congruent to B modulo n, then 1 divides the difference of these two integers A and B, which implies 1 divides A minus B. अशी कोणती पॉसिबिलिटी आहे का ज्या A आणि B साठी असे कोणते इंटिजर्स पॉसिबल आहेत का A आणि B ज्यासाठी 1 डिवाइड करणार नाही त्या टर्मला? A आणि B हे दोन इंटिजर आहेत, असे दोन पॉसिबल इंटिजर आहेत का ज्यासाठी 1 त्यांना डिवाइड करणार नाही? क्वेश्चन कळते का? असे दोन पॉसिबल इंटिजर आहेत का ज्यांच्या डिफरन्सला 1 कधीच डिवाइड करणार नाही? नाही कळालं का? आवाज येते ना माझा?
हो सर. हो सर.
1 प्रत्येक नंबरला डिवाइड करेल ना, काही व्हॅल्यू असू देत. ए आणि बी असायला तुमचे काय दोन इंटिजर आहेत, त्यांचा डिफरन्स काही केला तर काय येईल? इंटिजर येईल. 1 ऑलवेज डिवाइड करेल जो काही इंटिजर असेल त्याला. म्हणजे तुम्हाला यात नवीन काही मिळेल का? ही ऑब्विसली ट्रू आहे ना. कधीही घ्या तुम्ही, काहीही चॉईसेस घ्या ए आणि बी चे, प्रत्येक वेळेला हे ट्रू असेल ना, कारण 1 प्रत्येक इंटिजरला डिवाइड करणार आहे. जर 1 प्रत्येक इंटिजरला डिवाइड करत असेल तर तुम्हाला यात नवीन काय मिळणार आहे? जर तुम्ही सपोज केला सी हा कॉन्ग्रुएंट होतोय माझा 0 मॉड्युलो n ला, जर सी कॉन्ग्रुएंट झाला 0 मॉड्युलो n ला, तर मला प्रत्येक वेळेला हीच केस मिळेल, 1 डिवाइड्स द डिफरन्स ऑफ दीज टू इंटिजर्स a मायनस b, आणि हे कधीही ऑलवेज ट्रू आहे. म्हणून यात नवीन काही तुम्हाला शिकण्यासारखं मिळणार नाही. जर तुम्ही सी हा कॉन्ग्रुएंट घेत असाल प्रत्येक वेळेला 0 मॉड्युलो n ला, तर तुमचा 1 डिवाइड करेल a मायनस b ला, जे काही ऑब्विसली ट्रू आहे. म्हणून सी हा कॉन्ग्रुएंट घ्यायचा नाही 0 मॉड्युलो n ला. जर पॉसिबली तुम्ही घेतलात तरी तुम्हाला हे असा रिझल्ट मिळेल 1 डिवाइड a मायनस b. यात काही नवीन नाहीये, कारण 1 ऑलवेज डिवाइड करतो प्रत्येक इंटिजरला. त्यामुळे इफ ac इज कॉन्ग्रुएंट टू bc मॉड्युलो n, देन c इज नॉट कॉन्ग्रुएंट टू 0 मॉड्युलो n. कुणाला काही डाऊट?
नो सर.
का नाही घ्यायचं कळालं ना. जर घेतला तर काय होईल, अशी एक केस मिळेल जी ऑब्विसली ट्रू आहे, त्यात काही नवीन नाहीच आहे. ओके, नाउ सेकंड वन नोट इज if a into b is congruent to 0 modulo n, then we have to check whether a is congruent to 0 modulo n and b is congruent to 0 modulo n. This one is we have to check. Suppose the product of two integers a into b is congruent to 0 modulo n, then we have to check whether either a is congruent to 0 modulo n or b is congruent to 0 modulo n. We will prove this by taking the counter example. If suppose 2 into 4 is congruent to the number over modulo 8. Two into 4 is congruent to which number? 2
0.
into 4 is 8. 8 is congruent to 0 modulo 8. Now we have to check. Here we get a into b is congruent to 0 modulo n. That is 2 into 4 is congruent to 0 modulo 8, where a is nothing but 2 and b is nothing but 4 and n is nothing but 8. Now we have to check whether a is congruent to 0 modulo a is congruent to 0 modulo n or b is congruent to 0 modulo n. Whether 2 is congruent to 0 modulo n. Sorry, whether 2 is congruent to 0 modulo 8. Whether this one is possible?
No sir.
No, sir.
Here 2 is not congruent to 0 modulo 8 and 4 is again not congruent to 0 modulo 8. So if suppose a into b is congruent to 0 modulo n, then it is not necessary that a is congruent to 0 modulo n and b is congruent to 0 modulo n. Okay? Any doubt?
No sir.
Okay. Now third one is, if a into b is congruent to 0 modulo n and GCD of a and n is equal to 1, then b is congruent to 0 modulo n. Here given that a into b is congruent to 0 modulo n and GCD of a and n is 1, then we have to prove that b is congruent to 0 modulo n. How will you prove this one? That is, it is somewhat similar to AC is congruent to BC modulo n. That is, given that a into b, given that a into b is congruent to 0 modulo n, whether we can write this one as a into b is congruent to a into 0 modulo n. असं लिहू शकतो का?
Yes sir.
Yes. So here we get AC is congruent to BC modulo n. Again we know that the result AC is congruent to BC modulo n, then A is congruent to B modulo
N upon GCD of
GCD.
Cn.
So which implies, as here C is nothing but A, which implies A is nothing but here A is B and B is 0. Therefore B is congruent to 0 modulo n upon GCD of
An.
A and n, since C is A. Okay. But given that GCD of A n is 1, which
1.
implies B is congruent to 0 modulo n upon 1, which is n. That is, B is congruent to 0 modulo n. And that is we have to prove. Okay. Now, let us see one example. Okay. 2 into or 3 into 6 is congruent to which number over modulo 9? Sorry, take this one as 2. That is relatively prime. Now 3 into 6 is congruent to which number over modulo 2? 3 into 6 is 18. Whether 18 is divisible by 2, as 18 is even number, then it must be divisible by 2, then remainder must be 0. So here we get the value a into b is congruent to 0 modulo n, where n is nothing but 2. Here a is equal to 3, b equal to 6, and n is equal to 2. So here we get a into b is congruent to 0 modulo n. Just we have to check whether GCD of an is 1. This and GCD of a is nothing but 3
3.
and n is nothing but 2. Whether these two numbers are relatively prime numbers.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
So here we get 3 into 6 is congruent to 0 modulo 2 and GCD of 3 and 2 is 1. Then by above result, b is congruent to 0 modulo n. What should be the value of b? 6, which implies 6 is congruent to 0 modulo n, which is 2. Correct है ना ये?
Yes,
Whether
sir.
6 is divisible by 2.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, find the remainder when the sum is equal to 1 factorial plus 2 factorial plus 3 factorial plus 4 factorial plus up to so on plus 100 factorial is divisible by 12. So here we have to find out the remainder when the sum yes, where yes is nothing but 1 factorial plus 2 factorial plus 3 factorial plus up to so on 100 factorial, and which is divisible by 12. Then we have to find out its remainder. Okay, let us see its solution. Now k factorial is divisible by 12 is divisible by 12 when k is, what should be the value of k when k factorial is divisible by 12? Let us check out from the value k equal to 1. Okay, if suppose k equal to 1, then what should be the value of k factorial, which is 1? Whether 1 is divisible by 12? 1 divisible आहे का 12 पासून?
No, sir.
So for k equal to 1, not possible. If suppose k equal to 2, which implies 2 factorial is 2. Whether 2 is divisible by 12?
No, sir.
For k equal to 3. K equal to 3, 3 factorial. 3 factorial is 6. Again 6 is not divisible by 12. K equal to 4. 4 factorial is
24.
24. 24. Whether 24 is divisible by 12?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Since in this term, the term 2 into 3 into 4, that is 3 into 4 is possible. Therefore here 12 is, this term is divisible by 12. For k equal to 5, again in 5 factorial, the term 3 into 4 is present. पुढच्या सगळ्या पॉसिबल के साठी ही टर्म असेल ना त्याला 3 into 4.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
म्हणजे तुम्हाला पाहिजे कुठपर्यंत 100 फॅक्टोरियल पर्यंत. म्हणजे जर तुम्ही k इक्वल टू 4 पासून काहीही व्हॅल्यू घेतली k ची, तर त्या प्रत्येक नंबरला 12 डिवाइड करेल.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so k factorial is 1 minute. So k factorial is divisible by 12, divisible by 12 when k is greater equal by 4, which implies when we take the sum 1 factorial plus 2 factorial plus 3 factorial plus up to so on plus 100 factorial over modulo 12, then which is nothing but 1 factorial is as it is plus 2 factorial is again as it is and 3 factorial is again. But if we divide 4 factorial by 12, then what should be the remainder? 0. Similarly for 5 factorial and continuing up to 100 factorial over modulo 12. But what should be the value of 1 factorial, which is 1, plus 2 factorial is 2, plus 3 factorial is 6 over modulo plus 0 0, which is 0. Now, which is nothing but 9 modulo 12. Then what should be the remainder? If 1 factorial plus 2 factorial plus 3
Minus 3.
factorial plus up to 100 factorial is divisible by 12, then what should be the remainder? Minus 3. Minus 3 over modulo 12, which is nothing but 9. Since we take the remainder is always non-negative, which implies 9 is the remainder. 9 is the remainder when 1 factorial, that is the term yes, when yes, which is nothing but 1 factorial plus 2 factorial plus up to so on 100 factorial, yes is divisible by 12. Okay, now next one is find the remainder when the sum yes, which is equal to 1 factorial plus 2 factorial plus 3 factorial plus up to so on plus 1000 factorial is divisible by 8. Okay, here we have to again use the same rule, same procedure. That is, what should be the value of k for which k factorial is divisible by 8? Here k factorial is divisible by 8. Whenever k is
4
k equal,
factorial.
k equal to, again it is true for 4, since if k equal to 1 then it is 1. 1 is not divisible by 8. Similarly 2 for 2 factorial is again 2, which is not divisible by 8. 3 factorial is 6, which is again not divisible by 8. But 4 factorial is equal to 24, and in that the term 2 into 4 is present, therefore 2 into 4 is 8, and which is divisible by 8 again, which is continue up to k equal to 1000, therefore k is greater equal by 4, then k factorial is divisible by 8, which implies 1 factorial plus 2 factorial plus 3 factorial plus up to so on 1000 factorial is equal to 1 factorial is 1 plus 2 plus 6. From 4 onwards, the remainder is 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus up to so on plus 0 over modulo 8, which is nothing but 1 plus 2 plus 6, which is 9 modulo 8. But what should be the value of 9 over modulo 8? That is,
1.
if suppose 9 is divisible by 8, then the remainder is 1. So 1 factorial plus 2 factorial plus 3 factorial plus up to so on 1000 factorial is congruent to 1 modulo 8. Okay, so then what should be the remainder? Which implies 1 is the remainder. 1 is the remainder when yes is divisible by 8. That is the sum. Divisible by 8. Now, third example is, what is the remainder remainder when 3 to the power 12 plus 5 to the power 12 is divisible by or divided by 30. Okay, now we have to find out the remainder when the term 3 to the power 12 plus 5 to the power 12 is divided by 13. Okay, now we will first check for the 3 to the power 12. Now we have to take the power of 3 in such a way that its remainder is as possible as small as with modulo 13. That is 3 is congruent to 15 modulo 3 is congruent to 16 modulo 13. So here remainder is so large. If we take 3 square, which is 9. Okay, what should be the value of 3 cube? 3 cube is 26. Okay, 3 cube is congruent, sorry, 3 cube is congruent to 26. What should be the remainder when 26 is divisible by, sorry, 27? 3 cube is 27 and which is divisible by 13. Then what should be the remainder?
0.
27. 27 is divisible by 13. Then the remainder is 1. 6 13 into 2 is 26. 27 minus 26, which is 1. Therefore, which is nothing but 1 modulo 30. That is 3 cube is congruent to 27, which is 1 modulo 13. But we have to find out the power of 3 is 12. Then we have to take the value of k equal to 4. And that is, if a is congruent to b modulo n, which implies a to the power k is congruent to b to the power k modulo n, that is 3 cube to the power 4 is congruent to 1 to the power 4 modulo 13, and which is nothing but 3 to the power 12 is congruent to 1 modulo 13. Let us take this one as equation 1. Now we have to check for the 5. Okay, now 5 square is 25 and 25 is congruent to which number over modulo 13? 25 is congruent to 12 over modulo 13. But 12 is nothing but minus 1. Okay, therefore 5 square is congruent to minus of 1 modulo 13. That is 5 square is congruent to minus of 1 modulo 13. Now we have to take the value of k in such a way that 5 to the power 2 is becomes 5 to the power 12, which implies 5 square to the power 6 is congruent to minus 1 to the power 6 modulo 13, and which is nothing but 5 to the power 12 is congruent to minus 1 to the power 6 is again 1 modulo 13. So equation 1 is nothing but 8 is congruent to b modulo n, and equation 2 is nothing but c is congruent to d modulo n. And we know the property that if a is congruent to b modulo n and c is congruent to d modulo n, then the sum of left hand side is congruent to sum of the right hand side. As here LHS of equation 1 and 2 is 3 to the power 12 and 5 to the power 12, which implies 3 to the power 12 plus 5 to the power 12 is congruent to. Now we have to take the sum of RHS, that is 1 plus 1 modulo 13. Okay, so which is nothing but 3 to the power 12 plus 5 to the power 12 is congruent to 2 modulo 13. Okay, so what should be the remainder when the sum 3 to the power 12 plus 5 to the power 12 is divisible by 30?
2.
Which implies 2 is the remainder. 2 is the remainder when 3 to the power 12 plus 5 to the power 12 is divided by 13. Okay, now there are some properties again. Prove each of the following. Okay, first one, if a is congruent to b modulo n, then and m divides n, and m divides n, then a is congruent to p modulo m. Okay, second one, if a is congruent to p modulo n and c is greater than 0, then ac is congruent to pc modulo m. Sorry, ac is congruent to bc modulo n into c. Okay, now third one, if a is congruent to p modulo n and the integers a, b and d are divisible by d greater than 0. Sorry, here we have to take n. A, b and n are divisible by some d greater than 0, then a upon d is congruent to b upon d modulo n upon d. These three conditions we have to prove. That is, if a is in first one, if a is congruent to b modulo n and m divides n, then a is congruent to b modulo m. That is, we have to prove if m divides n, then a is congruent to b modulo m. In second one, given that a is congruent to b modulo n and c is greater than 0, then we have to prove that ac is congruent to bc modulo n into c. And in third one, if a is congruent to b modulo n and a, b and n are three integers which are divisible by some d which is greater than 0, then a upon d is congruent to b upon d modulo n upon d. Okay, so we have to prove these results. टाइम कमी आहे, आपण हे नेक्स्ट लेक्चरला प्रूव्ह करायचं का?
ओके सर.
ओके, कारण हे होणार नाही, हे हेतू असलं तर 15 मिनिट तक लागतील. कुणाला काही डाऊट?
नो सर.
आजच्या लेक्चरमध्ये जर कुणाला काही डाऊट असेल तर विचारू शकता.